Monday morning. I know I'm starting a little bit early today. I do have reasons, but generally it's going to be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, this I'd actually like to touch on because I live in Mexico and we do not do daylight savings. We do not time change ever. So I am permanently on Eastern Standard Time. Now, this gets confusing because when you just Google Eastern Standard Time or like EST to PST or PDT, Pacific Daylight Time, like whatever, when it pops up on Google, I've noticed that time that just pops up, if you don't read, that is Eastern Daylight Time that pops up in the Google. You actually have to click on one of the websites. And even I just went to a website just now and I had to specifically find Eastern Standard Time. And when I clicked on it, it did bring up the zone, it did bring it up in the chart, but it said underneath, inactive time zone, switch to EDT. I am not inactive. I live in EST, Eastern Standard Time, literally all year round, every day. EST, Eastern Standard Time. So this gets very confusing, and really, really be mindful when you Google, because that time that just pops up on your first Google page is daylight savings time. I don't know why Google does this. They're not helping anyone. It has caused way too much confusion and some fights, to be honest, because people, we need to read. We need to read better. Actually look at things and yeah. So if this is a thing, if you're watching my channel, yes, this can be confusing. Google is not always our friend. 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yeah, and again, I know I'm 15 minutes early today, but it was necessary to fit this in. Things are happening. So yeah, now that I got the time zone issue out of the way, there's a couple of things I'd really like to talk about. So my channel is all for just helping, reducing stress, reducing anxiety. Literally, my goal for everyone is to be happy every day. And this doesn't mean you have to be happy like literally every second of every day, but the overall majority of your day is filled in being content and being happy. And especially a big part is being able to enjoy things. Again, this was huge. I remember the first couple times I actually, sat on the couch after work and put my feet up literally and had a glass of wine and I had zero guilt. I was like, it's happening. Like this is actually happening. Like, and I was just so thrilled. And so this is the feeling I want for everyone. And now my coaching business, I do cater to business people, specifically females, because literally that was me. So that's what I identify as. I think back and I can relate to all things generically women go through. So that is why I specialize and gear towards the female business owners and female entrepreneurs. But that does not mean I will not take other people. If I resonate with you, if you feel I can help you, again, listening, if it's just listening to this channel, I may talk about more things geared towards the business owner. But please, if this helps you, like literally my goal in life. So please do not feel like I'm, discrediting some people or not speaking to some people. I just kind of have a bit of a niche that I generically speak towards. So hope that all makes sense. Um, a big thing I actually experienced actually just recently, so I'm going to talk about it today, is balancing energies, which sounds woo woo if you're not a vibrational energy person, but hear me out. Stick with me for a minute here. I first heard this and learned about this in a Tony Robbins event, Date with Destiny, where he was talking about, being balanced in our energies. And some of us, whether regardless if we're female, male, Some of us just naturally have more female energy. Some of us naturally have more masculine energy. But it's keeping that balance for what's right for us, but keeping a balance. So this past week has been quite busy for me. I have my usual schedule, my usual routine of everything. Plus, I'm also taking a workshop on the side, so adding more into it. And my boyfriend is not here to help me at the moment, so I am flying solo with my fur family here. Um, Love them, but I will just also say my big guy, he's 11 years old, almost 12. What is he, 85, 90 pounds? I believe that's about 35 kilos, if I remember. Um, and he is having, his vertebrae are fusing in his low back, two of them, and he's getting muscle spasms in his back legs because they've weakened from being more on a light exercise routine from his low back being having these issues. Boy, that gets me every time. Um, I have physio I'm doing with him. I have some rehab and stuff. So it's just like, and I don't have any help right now. So just doing it all. I am living that, you know, not that I am stressed out or have anxiety, but I'm kind of in that lifestyle right now. And what happened was in my busyness, so being the go-getter, being the doer, have just getting stuff done, that is far more masculine energy. Masculine energy are go-getters and doers. The feminine is obviously more of the emotions, the laughing, feeling, being whimsical, sort of, we'll say stereotypical female stuff, even though I do not like saying that. And I'm a person, I have always had a more naturally higher masculine side. So I do have to be careful that it doesn't overtake me. Because what happens, and this has been the story of my life, even though I did not realize it, is I am so hyper masculine, being the feminist of, oh, you don't think I can do that? Let me prove you wrong, all this yada yada, right? Um, when you're too in your masculine, it's exhausting. It's physically exhausting, it's mentally exhausting. Our emotions come down, and it's almost like our emotions shut down. Now, when I was at my full, stressed out, overwhelmed, high anxiety self, I used to joke, not realizing it was a pretty big problem. I used to joke that I only had two emotions, angry and hungry, which of course would combine, and I get hangry quite frequently. And this is because I was not tapping into my feminine energy enough. So for all my, whether you're a business owner, just a busy mom, like, oh my goodness, I've seen moms with your multiple, like 3, 4, 5 kids, holy, whole full-time job in itself. You could call yourself entrepreneurs, seriously. When we are super busy like that, we are so focused on getting it done, surviving the day, pushing through, go, go, go. We are losing ourselves. And that balance isn't there. And then we wonder, I mean, we think that we're exhausted because we've just done so much. We've had such a busy day. But truthfully, I bet you half that exhaustion is just being so unbalanced. And it's like anything in life, if you don't have your tires balanced on your car's not driving right. You're feeling the lopsided, you're feeling something's off. Even if you don't know, you know it's not right. You're like, oh, and it really gets you. When something's off, it bothers you. This is the same with us, guys. Whether we acknowledge it or we realize it consciously, we know something's off and it bothers us. So this is really taking away from our ability to actually just, enjoy life, be happy, and love all the things. So whether, again, you're, the male, the female, whatever it is, for people like me, a little extra masculine, the type A, the let me do it all, let me, go getter. It is so important to, and honestly, it's self care. Take care of yourself. So whether it's my guilty pleasure, I love rom-coms. They are terrible. I always, joke boyfriend says, "Oh, I'm not going to be home tonight. What are you going to do?" "I'm going to watch the cheesiest chick flick ever." And I love, yeah, these rom. You know how it ends every time. It's like November when they release all those Hallmark movies. Guilty pleasure. I am all over it. Literally the same story every time, but it's like, well, I don't know. Maybe she's a lawyer. Maybe she owns a bakery. I don't know. So silly. My boyfriend hates it. Fair enough. But that's just tapping into my more romantic side, my girly side. So whether you prefer to put on whatever music you love, have a nice bubble bath, whether it's, the glass of wine and the chick flick, whether it's just sitting, I also love reading. I'm a big reader. I don't know if I'd call that tapping into my feminine energy, but it's definitely self-care. But if you think of all those, just allowing your emotions, like literally thinking, what would I really love to do? What would make me happy in this moment? A foot rub, maybe you go for a pedicure, like something that would just make you feel wonderful. And remember to actually, you know, care about yourself. That's all self care is, caring about yourself. And this includes, just a side note, when I say self care, I don't mean, Netflixing for 8 hours and ignoring people. Self care includes exercising, choosing healthy food options, again, taking time to, you know, also treat yourself, but literally take care of yourself. Having, whether it makes you feel better about yourself to get all dolled up and go the extra mile doing your hair, makeup, whatever it is, it's caring about yourself. And again, that includes things like, taking the stairs instead of the elevator, which you always want to do. So you do that. That is self care. It's caring about yourself because you know it's good for you. So, just a little side note there. But yeah, it was very interesting. Getting back to my energy issue, I learned about that with Tony Robbins, and he's the first guy who said you need to have a balance. If you are off, all your relationships suffer, including your relationship with you, including your life, including getting stuff done. And I noticed this past week that um, I wasn't feeling as much. Like if I had to describe it, it was like almost like a lack of caring. I'm going through the motions, but I'm just not really enjoying things like I should. And I'm like, okay, something's off here, and it was really bothering me, and I was trying to figure it out. And then, I had a good conversation with someone, and I'm like, holy, yep, there it is. I am doing too much. My week has been so busy. I have forgotten to, you know, be, I say this politely as I can, be a silly girl sometimes and just, let it care about myself. Let my feminine energy fly. So I thought, and as soon as I recognized this, and I was like, oh, that's totally my problem. Boom. Instantly, energy is up. I'm smiling. I'm feeling great. And I'm like, what a silly thing. What a quick, easy fix. And what a silly thing to get caught up in because we're not being mindful. And that's why mindfulness is so important. Having that awareness is so important. So I will like to kind of end this little note on square breathing. In my coaching practice, this is like one of the first things I like to teach people, square breathing, because it is useful in all sorts of situations. You're in a busy mall and you need to just recenter, you need to regroup yourself for a minute. This will bring you back. It's like if you don't currently meditate or never have, it's like dipping your toe in the pool of meditation. Um, it yeah, it's really quite wonderful. Even, thoughts are spiraling, you're having high anxiety, you're feeling stressed out. Just take those deep breaths. I'm sure we've all heard people, oh, just breathe. This is true. So for square breathing, it is called square breathing literally because the premise is a square. 4 seconds, breathe in, hold for 4 seconds, 4 seconds, breathe out, hold for 4 seconds. Square. Super easy, but the trick here is not just to breathe. The trick here is when you're doing this exercise, you need to focus inward. Everything is focused on yourself. So this is where that dipping the toe into meditation comes, because we are recentering, we're bringing focus back to one thing, which is so important in our lives. If you're trying to gain control over your stress and anxiety, we need to be able to refocus. And focusing on one thing is crucial. So for this, I always tell people when you're breathing in, okay, how does my neck feel? What are my shoulders doing as I'm breathing in? Am I breathing into my abdomen, or am I keeping it all in my chest? Just mentally note everything going on in your body, right? And then as you're holding, how does that feel? Okay, do I feel any sensations anywhere? Breathing back out again. How is it feeling? Oh, I'm feeling the ribs, not collapsing, but coming in. Like, are my shoulders going down as I breathe out? Just again, the only focus is on your body. And that brings everything back. It blocks everything out. And this is a good practice of that self-awareness and learning to focus. I will talk about in the future focused attention. So important. This is one of the good ways to practice it. So I love to use this again, whether you're stuck in traffic and you're feeling anxiety come on or something. Okay, there we are. I can't fix traffic. What can I do? You know what? I'm going to put on a great song, and I'm just going to, it'll be what it'll be. And we'll talk about that in the future, anxiety and yes. And just to bring it back, bring it down. And when you're breathing out, you can even envision the stress. You can envision the stress just like leaving your body with that exhale. Whether, for me personally, I always envision white light coming in and dark, dirty, gross stress leaving, or anger or negativity, whatever I need to get rid of, it goes. And however you need to do it. Some people like to have, just the wind like blowing the stress out with them with the breath, just melting away. However it serves you that you can get that done. That's the important part. So yeah, again, let's all give this a go. This is a great way to start things, a great way to end things. So let's just do. I always close my eyes, so don't mind me. We'll just do a nice quick breath, and remember, focus only on your body and what's happening as you're breathing. Okay, so breathing in, hold, breathing out, hold. And it's that simple. 16 little seconds, or depending on, counting in your head, no more than 20 seconds. And you can, after the first breath, you should be able to just feel like, oh, I feel better already. Do 5 of them if you need. If you're at work and you're having quite a day, do 10, do 20, do them throughout the day. This is not really something you can overuse. And again, it's just practicing awareness. It's practicing focusing. So this is something good, even if you don't need it every day. This is something good to do every single day, just to build that mind-body connection. So crucial, guys. So like, I cannot say enough good things about square breathing. If there's another breathing technique that you like to do, maybe there's some different holds, inhales that work for you, fantastic. But I would definitely recommend that focus, that bringing it inward, really building that body mind awareness, whatever breathing technique you use, but also do that awareness. Start building that or deepen it wherever you are in your journey. Super, super beneficial, super important. So yeah, hopes this helps. I will say, guys, if you're watching, if you have comments, if there's something that's really been bothering you, if there's something you're finally ready to deal with, something you'd like me to touch on, leave it in the comments. I am always open for suggestion. I kind of have a brief guideline of what I like to talk about, but I do love talking about things like if something's literally happened to me and I'm like, oh, this will be really good. Especially, I do consider myself reasonably good at all of these things. You know, generically speaking, my everyday life, I don't have anxiety. My stress is minimal. I don't really have stress. I love life. I'm happy almost all the time. I enjoy everything, and so I think if something has happened to me like this energy imbalance, and I'm pretty good at maintaining my healthy mindset and lifestyle. That, oh shoot, okay, well, if this got me down, this is definitely getting other people down. So this will be good to talk about. So I do like to throw things like that in there. I do like to pull from life. I do have my notes and everything, but life events and things real people need to deal with, and that will help you immediately in this moment instead of 10 episodes later, all the better. So, yes, I will say definitely I'm always open to comments and suggestions. We are all growing. We never stop growing. We never stop learning. That's the beauty of life. And then, yeah, have a wonderful day, everyone. And we will see everyone uh, next week. All right. Have a wonderful day.